Are we live? Hold on. Are we live? Yeah, we are live. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to my stream. If you are new to my stream, my name is Abhishek Sharma and I'm trying to learn advanced backend system design, and this is day 4 of that. So if you enjoyed this if you enjoyed the stream, do consider subscribing to this channel and drop a like. So let's get started now. Just a sec. Okay. All right. So just a sec, guys. All right. ZWow, hey bro, by the way, have you added monorepo for backend? Yes, sir, we are using monorepo. Atharva Pathak, hi. Hello, Atharv, welcome back to the stream. Hello, Atharv. Hello, ZWow. So let's get started now. First, let's start the CD. Hold on. Notion. Okay. This was the chat link. Okay, first of all, this was the main chat. And this was for dependency inversion. Okay. So today we are learning about dependency inversion. It is an important topic and it falls under, I think, solid principles, dependency inversion. And guys, do let me know if I'm audible or not. Just a sec, I'll check. Principles, dependency inversion. And guys, do let me know if I'm audible or not. Just a sec. All right. So for dependency injection controller server, we need to create an interface part. Aditya. Hello Aditya, welcome to the stream. Hey bro, have a doubt. I want to learn data engineering, but I'm scared and try to avoid learning SQL and Python. I know my life will be better, but I still hesitate. How do I tackle it? See Aditya, firstly, don't overthink too much. If you want to learn something, for example, you want to learn data engineering, so first you need to research what are the things that you need to learn. First you need to get into Python, a bit of SQL. Then you have to understand all the other, like for data engineering, you need to a bit understanding of SQL, ML, AIML, all those things. So first research what you need to learn and then go for it. Don't overthink too much. Don't overcomplicate it. सूरज, हेलो सूरज, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. हेलो सर, एक एक्सटेंशन बना दीजिए प्लीज प्लीज सर. हाँ, एक्चुअली मैं एक एक्सटेंशन बनाने का देख रहा था. लाइक आई वाज वाचिंग, आई वाज टीचिंग माई सेल्फ हाउ टू बिल्ड एक्सटेंशंस. सो यप, ऑलराइट. So controller service. See, today's main target is to learn dependency inversion principle, which is also known as DIP, dependency inversion principle. So controller service interface, right, and the repository. Okay. So first we create an interface and find by user ID, email, create user, all these things. Promise, 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 any, promise, promise, promise. Okay. Okay, we have this. Create refresh. Okay, what happened here? Okay, so close this. Backend src and modules auth dot repository. So first let's see that create refresh token. Okay, so first we will create an interface, export interface. Okay, this, right? Then auth repository, we need to create a class. We need to create a class. What is this, Suraj? ऐसे तो it's difficult to understand. Auth repository.ts implements that. Okay, implements. Okay, classes and oops in JavaScript. Oops in JavaScript. Okay, so we are going here. Suhag Shetty, hey man, how is it going? Hello Suhag, welcome back to the stream, brother. How are you? Today we are trying to learn dependency inversion, which is a part of solid principle. And for that we need to get into a bit of object oriented programming for JavaScript. Oops. Okay. Classes. Okay, fine. Inheritance. Okay. Capture classes in JavaScript. Yeah. Classes, there should be constructor. Okay. Jordan, what are you working on? Show me all the parts that make it more advanced that you were doing for. Um, See, first now we have structured our application backend into service layer, controller layer, and controller service and repository layer. Now we are going for dependency inversion. Dependency inversion is a principle in solid principle. I think it is a part of solid principles, where like we don't want our entire backend system to be tightly coupled. We want it to be loosely coupled with our database. So that's why we are creating an interface between. Basically, what we want is that our route will interact with controller will interact with service. Here, okay, controller will interact with service, and service will not directly interact with repository. Service will interact with interface, and repository will interact with interface. So there's no direct communication between service and repository. So if we make any change in the repository layer, the code should not break for the service layer. That's what we are trying to implement. So for this we need to get into a bit of object oriented programming with JavaScript. Okay, so constructor. Okay, then this is a method. Okay, fine. Inheritance. Okay, extends keyword. Okay, we use extend keyword. Okay, encapsulation class extend pers. Okay, constructor super we have. Okay, private methods. Okay, you can have private methods as well as private field, but private methods name start with hashtag. Okay, if I make it hashtag, it's private. Okay. All right, understood. Basics of I know this. Okay, so we have to refactor the code and we have to go for object oriented programming. Okay. Suhag, what do you think about the current job market for a fresher? See, for fresher, the current job market is there, but you have to be very skilled. It's not just like you will learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you'll get a job. You have to be very good in it. You have to learn good framework, whatever framework you're interested in. You need to be very good in it. You need to build projects that look like products. Okay. Okay. We implements in JavaScript. Does not have built-in implement keyword or native. Okay, feature reserved in JavaScript. Okay, fine, got it. Implements comes from TypeScript. Okay. Uh-huh. This then auth.service. Auth.service. This has to be a class as well. Constructor private repository. IAuth repository. Okay, that same interface constructor. Okay, this. Okay. This dot repo. This dot repo. Hold on. Yeah, this one. This dot repo. Dot create. Okay, fine. We have to refactor the code. Okay, got it. Then container dot ts dependency injection route. Okay. We have to create a container.ts that depends on this and this auth service, which depends on auth repository, auth service, and in constructor we are passing this. Okay, so in constructor, what is happening here? In constructor, where is it constructor? Yeah, this of type this. Okay, understood. Then auth no change, just import from container. Why this production loosely coupling test? You can mock repo. Okay, find this on just is GTO. One thing you should improve further. Right now you are still using any. Okay, nah, okay, fine. Okay, let's implement this. So first we close this. We'll create an auth.interface. Right, we'll create an auth dot interface. We'll create here, come here, auth dot interface dot ts. All right, so export interface I auth repository. Okay, we have this, and here auth repository, we have to create a blueprint of this. For example, this one, right? We have this. So for this function, yep, for this function we have this find user by id. All right, and here hold on, yeah, here id is string, right? Id is of type string, and it, hold on, and here it returns a promise of type any. It returns promise of type any. All right, we have this. Then find user by username, then find user, then we have find user by username, and here username is of type, here username is of type string here, and it returns a promise of type any. Okay, then we have find user by email, then we have find user by email. Pravesh Garg, hello, remember, hello Pravesh, welcome to the stream. By email, and here we have email of type string, and then here we have promise of type any, it returns that. Okay, then we have create user, right? So now we have create user, and here we have username like this, right? Yep, we have here username of type string, email of type string, and password of type string, and it returns promise of type any. Okay, Saeed, hello Saeed, welcome to the stream. Brother, 45,000 rank in JE, can I get anything good? Actually, I did not give JE, so I have no idea. Tyler, hey Abhishek, hello Tyler, welcome back to the stream. Hey Abhishek, I know MERN stack and built a couple of projects now. I'm looking to get real world work to get experience even for free. How can I do that? Build projects. For example, you have built a couple of projects, that's fine. But if you want to build something real world, pick one product. For example, you can try to build something like any one product. Try to build something apps, a web app that is similar to something like try to build your own Notion clone. Maybe you can try to build your own Uber clone, something like that. Or if you want to get into, like try to build Google Meet clone, something like that. Okay, find internship. Okay, how you did BTech then? I did BTech. I just gave Mahe. I got into Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology, and I gave one exam called Mahe, which is the entrance of that Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology. From there I got. Okay, create user, then create refresh token. Then we have here create refresh token, and we have data here, which is token of type string, user ID of type string, expires at type date, and the return type is promise of type any. Okay, we have this create refresh token, then we have find refresh token. Okay, then we have here find refresh token, we have find refresh token, and here we have find refresh token, and it takes token as an input and type is string, and it returns promise of type any. Rituraj, hello Rituraj, welcome to the stream. How many days will it take me to learn web development? It entirely depends on how much time you can give. Even if you give around 1 or 2 hours every single day, but you actually stay consistent, you can learn it in the next 6 to 8 months. Mr. Mudassar, hey bro, hello Mr. Mudassar, welcome to the stream. Find refresh token, then we have find refresh token by user ID, user ID user ID of type string. We have promise of type any, then delete refresh token, then we have delete refresh token by ID, and here we pass the ID of type string and it a promise of type any. Delete refresh token, okay. Find refresh token, delete refresh token, find refresh token, okay, by ID, delete refresh token by token. Okay, we have this as well. Then delete refresh token by token. Then we are taking token as an input, and here it takes promise of type any. Okay, now we have this. All right, so this is done. Now here we have to make the main changes. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's comment this entire thing, and let's create. We have to go for class based implementation, right? Okay, so export class auth repository. Okay, Tyler, do you know how can I get freelancing gigs online in web dev? See, online I had very bad experience with Upwork and Fiverr because they they just don't give opportunities to freshers, right? Like if it's your first project, it's very difficult to find a client there. So I use my own network. I tell my friends, families, relatives that these are my skills. If you know someone who requires these kind of skills, you can recommend me. That's how I got my clients. Okay. Mudassar, bro, how to find internship in this competitive market? Did you complete any internship? Yes, I have done 2 internships. One, it was as a backend engineer, and second one was a full stack engineer. And first internship I got through my, first internship I got through my contact only. Like there was my cousin, like his friend was starting a startup, so there I did my first internship as a backend engineer. And my second internship I got, like I was applying online to different platforms, and I got through internshala, I think. Second internship there I got as a full stack engineer, and there my experience as my backend engineer helped me to get that internship. Aditya, how long does it take for data engineering? I have no idea, man. Like data engineering, I don't know. It depends how much you can, like, I don't know about data engineering much. So yeah. So export so first we have export class auth repository, hold on, auth repository, class auth repository implements I auth repository. Okay, we have this. Now what are we getting? Class author enable interface type missing of the following properties. Yeah, okay. So first we need to implement these. Okay, first let's implement these. Okay, we have this now. रोहित शर्मा, सर जेई का रिजल्ट बहुत ख़राब आया, I mostly like to get a tier 3 college and electrical branch. Can I still get a good tech job? Yes, you can get a good tech job, but in tier 3 college, the only thing is you have to go to the companies and you need to get their attention. And the best option for you is get into tier 3 college. Build from first year only. Don't waste your time. Learn skills, build projects, and do public learning. Learn in public. Parvesh Gari, brother, please suggest me laptop for BTech CSE first year. What's your budget? चिराग नायडू, एजेंटिक एआई में इंटर्नशिप लगी है. ओ लगी, दैट्स ग्रेट चिराग नायडू, और कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस मैन. So okay, now we have to implement those functions. Hold on. So here we have this interface, right? Yeah, here we have this interface, and we can go here. First is this one, find user by ID. These methods. So async this find user by ID, and we have ID of type string, and we have this as simply return. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Fine, okay. We have this 1 lakh, please source as a MacBook. If you are going for, if your budget is that much, then you can see the laptop that I am using is it costed me around 57,000, and it has 16 GB RAM, 51 GB SSD, Intel Iris Xe. So I'm pretty satisfied with this laptop. You can go for this laptop only. Hello Abhishek bhai. Hello Bani Sharma. Hello BHA Bani Sharma. Hello, welcome to the stream. So first we'll do const user equals await prisma dot user dot find unique. We have to import prisma, obviously. Prisma dot user dot find unique. Then here we have where ID. Okay, we have this. Now we are simply returning this user. Return this user. Okay, we have this. By Mac second min ले तो I don't know man, मैंने Mac कभी तक लिया नहीं है. Which is your laptop? It is HP laptop 15X. आपने भी JEE दिया था क्या? What's your rank if you don't mind? मैंने JEE दिया ही नहीं था. We have this. Okay. Then this. Okay. Then async find user by ID. Find user by email. Okay, we have find user by email, and here we need email of type string, and here we have const user equals await prisma dot user dot find unique Asus stuff gaming is good, please sell. Actually, I'm not a big fan of gaming laptop because gaming laptop battery is very bad. I had a gaming laptop. I had Dell G3. Laptop was not so good. So I'm done with gaming laptops, because if you want to go for gaming and all, I would suggest build your own PC. But I would not suggest gaming laptops because battery is not so good. We have this now. Find unique. We'll pass where we have email. Okay, we have this now, and return user. Okay, now we have return user. So this is done, this is done. Okay, so find by user email, this is done, and now create user part. Okay, so now we have this async create user, and here we have user name string email email string and password string. Okay, and here we have const this we had create user, we already created user. Okay, so here we have created user equals await prisma dot user dot create, then we pass the data here, data we have data here. Okay, so now I can just minimize this because it is not required much. So we have data here, logs of Lenovo. Okay, now we have data. So in data we are passing the username, email and password. Okay, email, it is email. Okay, we have this create user part is done, then we have create refresh token, right? So we have this now, and then we have async create refresh token, and create refresh token we are passing here data, and in data create refresh token, where is it, create refresh token, data token user id expires at. Okay, data token string user id string expires at date. We have this create refresh token, this token username, refresh token await prisma refresh token or create data. Okay, then const refresh token equals await prisma dot refresh token dot create data, and what we're doing, create data, just data, pass the data here, just pass data like this. We have this data, create refresh token, and then simply return the refresh token. Okay, so we have this create refresh token part is done. See, we are creating a class, and in class we have different methods. Okay, this is what we are doing. Now we have async find refresh token, async find a refresh token, find refresh token. Okay, find refresh token, we are passing the token of type string, and here we have const refresh token equals await prisma dot refresh token dot find, hold on, find refresh token, where is it, find 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 unique, where token is where token. Okay, we have this. Now I'll simply return the refresh token. Okay, now find refresh token is done. Then here we have find refresh token and find refresh token by user id. Okay, async find refresh token by user id. Here we have user id of type string, then const refresh token equals await prisma dot refresh token dot find, hold on, we have this find by user id, find many. Okay, find many, we have find many, where we have user id. Okay, we have this. Now return refresh token, find refresh token by user id, then delete refresh token by id. All right, so this we have. Now we have async delete refresh token by user id. Okay, So hold on, just a sec, guys. Okay, we have this. So we have this. Uh, Find delete refresh token by ID. Okay, so we get the ID of type string. Then we have await delete refresh token by ID. We're just returning it. Okay. Now we have await prisma dot refresh token dot delete where ID. Okay. Delete refresh token by ID. We are just returning and deleting. Okay. Here we are doing this, and after this delete refresh token by ID, then delete refresh token by token. Async delete refresh token by token, and here we have token of type string and await prisma dot refresh token dot delete. Hold on, I think, hold on, we are missing something. Delete refresh token by user. This we are missing. Delete refresh token by user. We have user ID. We have, okay, hold on. User ID, yes, we have user ID of type string, promise of type any. We have this now, and delete. We have this. Okay, so this we have. And this will delete many. Okay, nice. We have this by token data. We have token where, it will be where, not data, it will be where. We have this. Now we have async delete refresh token by user. You can just ignore this. Hold on. Yep, we have this delete refresh token. We have delete refresh token by user ID, and here we have await prisma dot refresh token dot delete many, where we have user ID. Okay, so now we can see that this is fine. No, what else is remaining? Property is missing. Okay, what is missing? Delete find user by username. Okay, find user by username. Did we create that? Find user by email के ऊपर by username. Okay, we have this user. Okay, export async this. We have username of type string, and here we have const user equals await prisma dot user dot find unique, where username, and after this return user. Okay, we have this. Just a sec, I need to check something, that find user by username, we are doing unique. Okay, so now this we have created. Okay, Tyler, so web dev is a difficult field to earn money is currently. Web dev, see, from job you can actually get job with web dev, right? But for freelancer, as a fresher, it is very difficult to get online gigs. If you have network, if your own network, you have friends, families, relatives, tell everyone who you know that, like, you have this skill. If they know somebody, please recommend me. Use your network. आकाश राठौड़, हेलो आकाश, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। भाई आज क्या पढ़ रहे हो? आज हम लोग डिपेंडेंसी इंजेक्शन पढ़ रहे हैं. वी आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग डिपेंडेंसी इन्वर्जन प्रिंसिपल, दैट्स व्हाट वी आर बिल्डिंग. working on today. Basically, now we are going to class-based implementation. See, this is a way of writing scalable code. And dependency inversion makes sure, like, see, normally what happens? You have a controller. Normally, we have a controller. We have a controller which interacts with the service layer, right? Which interacts with the service layer, and then the service layer interacts with the repository layer, right? This is what happens. See, but the issue is, for example, now normally if we don't go for dependency inversion, dependency injection क्या होता है? See, dependency injection क्या होता है? I'll tell you now. Why do we use dependency injection? Just a sec. So first, normally before dependency injection, our entire application is very tightly coupled. See, now normally if I use Prisma, if I use SQL database, our entire application is tied to that, right? Now if I make any changes to my repository layer, my service layer code will break, and this will lead to controller to break, right? This is what is happening now. So to make our entire code base very loosely coupled, we use this dependency inversion principle. So what happens here is, we have a controller. As usual, we have a controller. Then we have a service layer, right? We have a service layer. Then the service layer interacts with a layer called interface layer, called the interface layer, right? And the repository layer also interacts with the interface layer, right? Interface layer. So now what is happening is, if I want to make any changes, this interface, this repository actually implements the interface, right? So if I make any changes in my repository layer, nothing will break, right? So it is very loosely coupled now. I'll show you the code. First, see, this is my interface. This is the interface layer. So whatever methods that we are implementing, we are just creating the blueprint. We are not creating the implementation here. We are just, so here we are just creating the implementation layer, right? We are not defining the functions. We are, we are not creating the function. We are just defining it, like the what data it takes and the return type, right? That's it. And here in the repository layer, we have created a class which is implementing this repository, like this interface. This interface now, right? So what is happening? Whatever methods that is defined here, we are just implementing it, and now in this implementation is independent of my service layer, right? Now, for example, we are using Prisma here. In future, I can use Drizzle. Akash, can't we create a function in the interface, bro? See, in interface, we are creating a function. See, in interface, we are just creating we are naming the function, and we are defining what data types it returns, right? So now what will happen is, in the repository, we are implementing the method. In interface, we created the blueprint of the method, and in repository, we are implementing it. So implementing can change. Now we are using Prisma here. In future, if I want to use NoSQL database, I can use Mongoose here, right? So my code will not break. This is called dependency inversion. Okay. I come from Spring Boot background, and Spring Boot is built on these topics, so that's why it's a bit easy for me to understand. If you are not able to understand that, I will suggest you research dependency inversion principle. You will find all the topics. We are just defining a function, but why can't we write the function body to in interface? See, we cannot create an interface. Then what's the point of creating the interface layer? For example, usually previously we did not have any interface layer, right? We just had the repository layer, and we just created the function, and we defined the function, and we created the function, right? So it again the same issue. The service layer will interact directly with the with the interface layer, right? The repository layer. So it is again getting tightly coupled. So now if I have an interface layer in between, I don't have to change anything here. I have to change the implementation of the method. For example, I have this create user method. I'm using here Prisma, right? That's why this the code looks like this. In future, if I want to use Drizzle, the function name and the function signature will be same, just the implementation will change, right? For example, in future, if I use NoSQL database, then again I can just call this function create user, just the implementation will change, right? So it's like same function can be used in different ways. So that's what we are going for here. Okay, Ajay, Midaka. Are you currently working or doing freelancing? I had a job. I left my job 2 months back. Now I'm doing freelancing and working, trying to build my SaaS. Adi Dhore. Hello, bro. Hello, Adi. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so here now I need to return created user. Okay. But bro, if you add new method in the interface, you have to implement it into the service layer, right? No, that see, that is not the thing. If there can be many methods in the interface that I am not using in the service layer, right? I have just named it, and we are just creating the body in the repository layer. Now in the I'll show you now. We'll get into that point, like how to write that service layer. Just a sec. Now we'll get into that point. Then I think you will understand. Just a sec. So we have implemented the auth repository. Now see, we have to go to the service part. We have to make change to the service part as well. Have you made some design doc or requirement doc for the SaaS app? Like when I was working on the SaaS, I did create this ER diagram. That's what I created. Okay. So now we have to make changes here. All right. Hold on. So we are using these. Okay. So we got these things, and now here also we need to create a class, right? It's a simple class. Export class auth service. It's a class. So a class will have a constructor, and in the constructor we have private repo of type iauth repository. Okay, it's a constructor. It's an empty constructor. Okay, it's an empty constructor now, and now we are just creating the methods async register user. Okay, we have body. Just a sec. So in register user, what we did, register user, where is it? This is my register user body, register user DTO. Okay, we'll use here register user DTO. Register user DTO. Okay, we have this register user DTO. Now we go into this. So I can just get this function register user DTO. Where is it? This register user DTO, this part from here. Register user DTO, I can get it from here. Okay, hold on. So from here to here we can get, and I can actually uncomment it. Okay, hold on. So first we have this existing user email. Hold on. This dot auth repository. Okay, so first this will be this dot repo. Not find. Okay, app error. I need to import this, and here also this will be this dot repo find user by email. User by email. Okay, we have this find user by email. Then we are using the hash password. Then here also it will be this dot repo dot this. Okay, then we have generate access token. Then we have generate refresh token. Then we have this. Okay, and here also this will be this dot repo dot create refresh token. Okay, and here also now we get this. Hold on, new user, we are getting this. Okay, we have to import this. Okay, fine, we have this method. So this method is done. Jen Jay Mindaka 5827. How long have you been working or your experience, and what made you get into web dev? I have 1 year of working experience. I worked in an MNC service based company. Great going, brother. Thanks, Anuj. Thanks a lot. Ayush Goldley. Hi, hello, Ayush. Welcome to the stream. Bhaiya, how to open source contribution along with learn in public? See, for open source contribution, first you need to find good open source projects, and that should align with the tech stack, right? So you can search GitHub repository open source, then you need to fork that repository. Then when once you fork it, then you understand the code base, then you make changes, and then you create a pull request. And if it's when you create a pull request, then make sure you describe what changes you made and why this project needs that. All these writings you do really well, and then just show in public. Like you can use Twitter. I usually go for Twitter when it comes to learn in public. There you can post what you learned, how you did all these things every single day. Ayan Khan, hello, Ayan Khan, welcome back to the stream. Akash, I understood how it will be, how to help you decoupling, but can you tell me how this will be help in scaling? Right. See it. Firstly, the first thing is it is the industry standard practice to write a code like this. That is, that is very loosely coupled. That is the first thing. Second thing is, it will help in scaling right now. For example, now we are going with Prisma. In future, in any case where we want to switch to NoSQL database or any other maybe MySQL database, or maybe we have to use the ORM from Prisma to Drizzle, right? So we don't have to make much changes. We just need to get into the auth.repository file, and we have to change the implementation of those functions. That's it. Okay. Solo Spell. Hello, Solo Spell. Welcome to the stream. Atharva Chaudhary. Bhaiya, I am not able to remember concepts in web development. Okay. See, to remember all these concepts, you don't have to mug it up. You don't just need to understand the implementation and how you can do it. That's it. Like, don't understand the entire syntax, because syntax come with practice. Understand the flow. What name here? Hello, what name? Welcome to the stream. I have never used Redis. Want to try it out? Where do I start? Okay, first watch one or two good YouTube videos on Redis. Understand the concept of Redis, and maybe search whatever tech stack that you are using. Go on YouTube, search Redis with this tech stack. For example, Redis with Node.js, right? Then watch one or two good videos. Then second, go to documentation, read Redis documentation, and the third point is go to AI. Tell AI to teach you to use Redis with your documentation, with your tech stack, and then check parallelly with the documentation to understand if the AI is teaching you properly or not. That's the fastest way. Ayush, will it be good if I post my progress every 15 days? You can do that, but it's better to post it every single day so that it shows your consistency. Akash, bro, how did you decide which database to use in this project? Actually, the goal of this project is to understand like Pond Stack, Postgres, Express, React. Not React, it's a backend. I'm learning scalable, how to write scalable backend and system design. So for this, we are going with Postgres mainly, because Postgres is usually used in industry. That's why. Okay, so notes are necessary or not? See, for notes, just understand the flow diagrammatically. As I said, even if you are creating the notes, create the diagrammatically notes. Anuj, I'm 2026 grad, and I also have a service-based offer. I want to go into backend, but I know they don't give you backend roles. How should I go with this? See, first you have a job offer in hand. Congratulations on that. I will suggest you grab the offer. Work on that, and along with it, start upskilling yourself, and keep applying to other companies. And once you get a job in another company as a backend developer, leave that company. Leave your first company. That's it. Subham Mandal, use Spring Boot. Yeah, like in my job, I was using Spring Boot. Now I left Spring Boot because I left my job also. So yeah, how to arrange files in project, feature wise or type wise? File type wise. Always, it is better to bundle your files as module wise or feature wise, you can say. How to get rid of confusion. Before you pick up anything, understand 10,000 times how you can do it, and once you pick one thing, then focus on it, and just don't overthink. That's all. Okay, we have this now, async register. Now we have async login user. Okay, we have here login user DTO. Now we have this. Okay, now login user DTO, login. Where is it? Yeah, this login part from line number 73. From here to here. Okay, now we have this one. We can put this here, and we can comment this part. We can comment this part. Okay. Okay, so first here we need this. Okay, first before this we need. Okay, hold on. We have this register. Yeah, now we can just implement it. This will be this dot repo find user by email. Okay, now we have compare password method. Then we have this dot repo actually this part is not required. Okay, this is done. Login user part is done. Okay, login user find user by email is password compare password access token. Okay, create. Okay, fine. Now we have this login user. Anuj, thank you, bro. You are a great inspiration. Thanks, Anuj. Thanks a lot, man. Omkar Deshmukh. Hello, Omkar. Welcome to the stream. What to learn? Okay, want to learn backend with Node Express TS. What resource did you use to learn Node Express? There's this YouTube channel called Chai or Code YouTube channel. I learned from there. Login user. Okay, so now after login user, what do we need? After the login user part, hold on. Register user done, login user done, then refresh token part. Refresh token. Okay, async refresh token. We have this. Now we'll have async refresh token. Async refresh token, and in refresh token, what do we have? Refresh token. Where is it? Refresh token body, refresh token DTO. Okay, body, refresh token DTO. Body, we have refresh token DTO. Okay, now we have this refresh token part. Hold on. We have this refresh token from here to wait here. Now we have this. Okay, and now I can just remove the comment. Now this verify refresh. Okay, hold on. Verify refresh token method, and I JWT payload. Then here I have this dot repo, and here I have this dot repo. Okay, and here also I have this dot repo. Okay, so this is also done. Refresh token part is done. Then after refresh token part, what do we have? Current user part, right? Current user part. Okay, current user, just user ID. Okay, so now we have this async get current user. We have user ID of type string. We have this, and this current user part. We have this here, and yeah, from here to here, copy this. From here to here, okay, we have this, put this here and uncomment it, and here it will be this dot repo. Okay, स्नेह धोला. ओके भाई, ये दिस डॉट रिपो क्या है समझाओ थोड़ा प्लीज. श्योर, ए जस्ट गिव मी a few minutes, उसके बाद I'll explain. Just a sec. So get current user part is done. Now we have logout part. Okay, logout function. We have refresh token. We are passing refresh token as an argument. we have this, then we have async logout refresh token of type string, refresh token of type string. Okay, now we have this logout, this from here to here, return true part. Okay, from here to here we have this. Okay, put this here and just comment, uncomment it if there is no difference. Okay, this will be this dot repo and this will be this dot repo. Okay, I'm thinking about starting to learn TypeScript, how long it will take, and how about I proceed. See, for me TypeScript only, if you know JavaScript properly, TypeScript will only take you 1 or 2 days. That's it, because TypeScript does not add any more value, it just provides type safety. That's it. There is no extra concept, extra coding concept in TypeScript. If you know JavaScript, then you can learn TypeScript in 1 or 2 days max. Just watch one good video on TypeScript, that's enough. Log out. Okay, this is done. Now we need async logout all devices. We have this, and here we are passing, I think, user ID. Here we are passing user ID. Okay, so from here to here, copy this user ID. We are passing user ID. Okay, hold on. So here we are passing user ID of type string, and here we are passing this, and now we have this, and this will be this dot repo. Did you mean delete refresh token by user and delete all refresh? Hold on. Delete all refresh token by user. Okay, auth repository. Where was it? Delete all refresh token by user, and here we are calling it delete all, naming issue. So here also in interface we can call it this. Okay, and here we have this. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so now I'll explain like what is going on here. So see, now we are going for class based implementation, right? First we created the interface, which is a blueprint. Like in repository we create the interface, like what are the methods that we are using in our database, like find user by username, email, find user by username, email by ID, create user, create refresh token. These methods that we are using. See, we are just creating the blueprint here. We are not implementing it here. We just created what this function is called, what argument we are passing, and what is the return type. That's it. We are not implementing it. Now in the repository layer, what now we are doing is we are creating a class which implements this interface, auth repository, right? See, just a sec. We have this. Hold on. What is it? Okay. So see, here we are implementing this auth repository that we created here, right? You can see we are implementing it here. Now inside this repository layer, we are writing the logic, like what this method does, like it finds user by user ID from the database. That's what it does. Now in the service layer, we are also implementing class based repository, like class based method, right? So first we are creating a class auth service, and in the constructor we are passing this repository. It is a private field, and the data type is of this interface, right? So here we learned, right, in dependency inversion concept, we learned that service depends on interface and repository also depends on interface. So now we have created the interface. So in the constructor we are passing this repository which is of type interface. So our service knows that, okay, these are the methods that we can use, right? And it's a constructor. So here we are passing this to use this repository, instead of we are just using this dot keyword. This is a keyword in JavaScript, in object oriented programming in JavaScript. We have this keyword. This keyword is used to denote the object of this method, this class. That's it. So here we are passing this repository, right? We are passing this repository, and this dot repository means this repository of this class that we have passed in the constructor. And inside this repository, as we have passed this auth dot repository, we have these methods. And how it is getting implemented? It is implemented because in the repository we have implemented this auth repository. That's it. Why But why do all this? This is done because of loose coupling. Basically, previously we had tightly coupled, right? We have tightly coupled. Basically, all our code was very tightly coupled, and for example, now we are using Prisma, right? So now I can just make changes here instead of Prisma if I want to use Drizzle, or if I want to use NoSQL database, if I want to use Mongoose, I can just make changes here in the implementation part. I don't have to change anything inside the interface. I don't have to change anything inside my service. I just have to change the implementation of these methods. Instead of Prisma, I can use Drizzle. Instead of I can use Mongoose, whatever I want, right? So it makes this like my application independent, right? So that's why this is known as dependency inversion principle. Okay, so this is done. Hold on. So this is done here, and now we have this. This is done. Now we need to create a container. Now in this container we are doing dependency injection. But this is same like writing function for all that. No, it is actually not same. Why? Because if you write just one function, for example, previously we did not have any interface layer, right? We did not have any interface layer. We just created a function and we created implementation there only, right? For example, in future, if you want to, instead of Prisma, you want to go for Mongoose, then your entire code will break if you don't have an interface layer in between, right? So to prevent that, now here we are trying to write scalable code, right? For example, in future I want to switch my database, then so that it does not break the code, that's why we are switching it. So for controller login, we import function from other files for this. Yeah, but now we are creating a blueprint. Basically, here we implemented, okay, these are the methods that we are going to use in our code, in our logic, right? We can just change the implementation of these methods. That's it. This is like dependency inversion. It is if you know Spring Boot, there it is used a lot. Like you cannot use Spring Boot without understanding dependency injection. And now we are trying to learn how to write scalable code. So that's why it is this topic is very important, dependency inversion. And if you're not able to understand it, I will suggest you like to get into a bit of detail, you can search like what is dependency inversion. You can search about it, that you will understand it there properly. For now, just understand that when we are working with dependency inversion, we just create an interface, and in the repository layer we implement that interface. That's it. I think it's like khana left hand se khao, right hand se khao. Yes, I'm not understanding. Okay, see, if I will suggest you first to get into dependency inversion, I'll just show you. Hold on. See, what is dependency inversion? High level modules, business logic should not, first understand this. High level modules like business logic, here it means the service layer. A business logic is written inside the service layer, right? It should not depend on low level modules like database or external libraries. Both should be dependent on abstraction. And like here it is clearly mentioning that our business logic should not depend entirely on the low level files like our module database file. So what we have done in the service based, in the service and the auth service, we just mentioned the repository from the interface, and interface does not know how these methods are implemented. Interface just shows that what is the argument of these methods and what is the return type. That's it. It has no idea about how these methods are implemented. So in the repository, here we are implementing this interface, and now we are implementing it according to our need, right? So for example, in future, if I change the entire database to Mongoose, right, then I just need to make changes into this implementation part. Auth.interface will not get affected. Auth.service will not get affected, right? So now, as you can see, now we have made it very loosely coupled. Okay, so it's used in Spring. Yeah, like not just in Spring, in any industry based code. When you're writing in scalable code, actually this method is actually used. Okay, fine. So now what we are doing, yeah, now we have to work on the dependency injection. So first we create a container part, container.ts. okay, we create container.ts. Anoop, भाई रजिस्टर का फ्लो गलत नहीं हुआ क्या? मतलब यूज़र का ईमेल या फ़ोन को वेरीफाई किया ना कोई सॉक पपेट अटैक कर सकता है। अभी इन कोड मल्टीपल फेस रजिस्ट्रेशन कर सकता। हाँ सी अभी तो एक पहला तो यहाँ पे ईमेल हमने यूनिक रख दिया है, तो मल्टीपल ईमेल और मल्टीपल यूजर नेम से कोई रजिस्टर नहीं कर पाएगा। एंड यू नो इफ दैट मोबाइल वेरिफिकेशन ऑल दैट डिपेंड्स, दैट तो वी कैन जस्ट यूज एनी recent or any third party libraries to implement once our like we get the mobile number, we create a utility function that will send a OTP into that mobile number, right? So once only when the mobile number is actually, we can use background jobs for that. When the OTP is registered, only then we can proceed further. So that we can, like if we are trying to build a real world product, then we will do that. Okay, so now we have container. Auth, see now in container we are making objects. Auth repository and auth service are the objects, right? Okay, and auth service we are passing the auth repository. Okay, fine. So here we do const auth repository, equals new auth repository. Okay, and now const auth service equals new auth service. And here why we need to pass inside this, why need to pass this auth repository? Because inside this interface we create a constructor that we need to pass an repository of type iauth repository. So that's why, and this interface actually this repository implements an interface, right? So interface basically here we can pass this auth repository because it's an implementation of that interface. We have this. Now we can export this auth service. Okay, now we have this. Okay, just a sec, we actually don't need this auth service from container. Okay, so actually auth service will not come from here. Auth service will come from import auth service from container. Now this will work, right? Okay, now actually this dependency injection I wanted to learn for a long time, but now we have learned, so it's good. Cd backend npm run dev. Now let's see, hold on, module. Okay, where auth.middleware, exactly, auth.middleware. We are using auth repository, middleware, auth middleware. Okay, hold on, modules auth repository. Okay, I made the changes, but in auth.middleware.ts, this is my code. I am getting this error. I think we have to create an object of that. Hold on, we'll see. Bisal 18. Which theme are you using? I'm using a theme called Catpuccin. Before DIP. Okay. So your code. Okay. After DIP. Okay. So this breaks. The real problem. Don't ignore this. Your middleware is now directly using repository. This break. Okay. Dependency inversion. Never import repository in the middleware. Instead use your DI container. Okay. Okay. We have this auth service. Auth service.get current user. Use service instead of repository. Are you sure that this is the right practice? Hold on. Not get current user. Hold on. So get current user method. Hold on. Auth repository get current user. Auth service. Here we have this current user ID. Okay, fine. We have this get current user decoded dot user ID. Okay, but wait, this is still not perfect. Even is global dependency hidden coupling. Real production grade middleware next level. Make middleware a factory. Okay, export const verify user. We are doing that. Auth service. Inject in routes. Verify user. Auth service. Okay. Got it. I think now we got it. Architecture. Middleware depend. Okay. I now do common mistake. Don't do this. Okay. DI completely. Okay. I one monokai dark. Okay, I'll give it a shot. भाई आप रियल वर्ल्ड पहले काम कर रहे हो ना और मुझे एक्सेप्ट ऑल कुकीज़ वाला लॉजिक बताओ यार इंटरनेट पे वीडियो नहीं है और चार्ज के समझ नहीं आ रहा बताओ बैकएंड में क्या होता है एक्सेप्ट करने पे एक्चुअली व्हेन वी डू एक्सेप्ट ऑल कुकीज़ like we give permission to the server to actually store those cookies for like our data एंड हमारा ब्राउज़र में गूगल एक्चुअली जो कुकीज़ होता है ना वो गूगल भी हमारे खुद के फाइल में स्टोर करता है लैपटॉप में लाइक पीसी में आई थिंक सो उसका परमिशन मांगता है वो कुकीज़ आर एक्चुअली स्टोर्ड इन योर डिवाइस well like when accept all cookies we are actually giving permission for whatever website you are accessing to store those cookies through browser in your computer. That's it. Make middleware a factory. Okay, so what we can do is export const verify user. Okay, and here we are passing auth service missing request of type request express response of type response from express and here we have next function. Okay, we have this. Now here we'll have try catch, so we have try catch here and we can just copy this part, this one you can paste it here and next app error. What is this issue? Right, next okay, this will be okay. We have this. Now here in the try catch part we can all the things are same here. This try catch, copy this just before this, copy it from here to here. Okay, put this from here to here. Okay, now we have this verify access token part. Payload part, auth repository, this is auth service dot find user by id. Exactly, auth service part. Hold on, so in the auth service, where is it? Auth service, okay, not this auth repo middleware, we have get current user. Okay, decoded user data, user, if there is no user, unauthorized request. Okay, nice. Okay, we have this now, and now in the route auth dot, we have this, close this. In the auth dot route part, for now, let's just put it, comment these things, and verify user. In verify user, we get auth service from container. Okay, slash me verify user. Quick fix if you are ready, just Attorney, just saw your just saw your cash free post. Okay, Attorney, welcome to the stream. Nirbhik Kakkar. Hello, Nirbhik, welcome to the stream. Hi, brother. I have 2 year job experience and not much experience in Java, as more of POC work was involved in the job in area of front end and back end. What would you suggest to prepare to get job in Java? First, learn Java, then get into Spring Boot. Because first, give yourself at least 1 month for Java, and then jump into Spring Boot. And after learning Spring Boot, understand how to use SQL database, MySQL database, Postgres database in your application. And for Spring Boot, there's a good resource in EmbarkX YouTube channel and Telusco YouTube channel. You can follow those YouTube channel videos and you can learn Spring Boot. And once you learn, you already have 2 years of experience. So now you can actually get job pretty easily. So now you just need to build projects and showcase your project to people. That's it. Attorney, saw your cash free post. Okay, welcome to the stream, Attorney. Koshish. Bro, I'm 16 years old. I'm learning Mern plus Next.js. Yesterday, I attended a workshop and I had a convo with senior. He told me to learn about proxy and other topics. Suggest me roadmap, which topics to learn. For Mern stack, see, Mern stack for this proxy is basically, we have a thing called course origin resource sharing, right? When with Next.js, whatever front end that you are using, and with backend, we have to connect these two, right? For that, we have to handle the course cross origin resource sharing. So proxy is a way of not of telling your front end application to run on the same port as a backend. So basically, port are for if server runs on port 3000 and your backend runs on port 4000, so it will give you course error. So what we do in proxy is that we just tell our front end to just assume that you are using port same as your backend. That's it. भाई लाइन 51 पे ये हो रहा है कॉन्स डिकोडेड पे एज क्यू लगा है वहाँ पे एज इसलिए लगा है क्योंकि वी आर टेलिंग दैट जस्ट अ सेक कहाँ गया ऑथ मिडिलवेयर not this one, auth middleware. Here we are using, see, inside this verify access token, we are telling as JWT payload that we are just getting a user ID, right? So here with this verify access token, we are just telling it that we are just passing the access token inside. If you go inside this method, here you will see we are just passing the like when we are generating the access token, we are just passing the user ID inside the token. So here we are just telling that inside the token only user ID is there. That's it. Okay, auth service. Hold on. Auth service. Yes. What is the issue? Hold on. Router dot. Okay. This is my code. auth.middleware.ts auth.route.ts I am getting this error. What is this error? So when are you implementing that? We'll start implementing it once I get a deeper into backend, because now MVP part is done. Now I need to start building the production version of my app, and that I will not show in the stream. So yep, your middleware async, this function does not return anything. So type is okay. Hence okay, fix simple but critical. You forgot return. Correct middleware. Where is it? Try. If what? But where are we returning? Next. Okay. You wrote your all service current user, but your service returns user data user.user.id. Okay. Here we are getting user.user.id. User data, and this will be user data, and this will be user data dot user.id. Okay. Vishu, how is your AI/ML journey progressed lately? Uh, I was learning about convolutional neural nets, and I was trying to build it using PyTorch. Actually, I meant what other topics like proxy, like I hadn't heard this before, and about this topic is important. So might be other topics like this. What I need to learn. Uh, just a sec. For this, what else? What you know now? First, you tell me what you know, then I'll tell you what else you need to learn. Request.user ID, cleaner version, avoid any, verify, auth service, okay, auth service, auth service, okay, auth service, okay, router. So what I was doing wrong here? I have to see this. Auth middleware. Const token equals request.cookie. Okay, fine, this is done. If there's no token, okay, const decoded. Verify access token as I, okay, then const user data is equal to await, okay, then if await, okay, then if user data dot user, then we have this, then request dot user id equal to user dot user id, then we have this next, okay, next, and then catch. I'm doing the same thing. Const verify user async, return async, okay, return async, okay. Now we are getting this, hold on. So from here to here we need to pass auth service, okay. So just put this here, npm run dev, everything seems to run fine. Physics 12%, 71.4, that was my 12%. Just a sec, okay, now it is working. I'll check now. Okay, close this, and I'll also start my PG. We have this now. Okay, it is taking time, and okay, it's loading. Physics, bro. What was your college tier? I was from tier 2 college, Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology. Koshish, like I haven't worked in production level, and I have done small projects where I done most of the basics things like course access and other basic things. Okay, then once I will suggest you get into writing production grade code, and that you have to research about it because I'm using AI to teach myself. You can use that too. Okay, so we have user. This is what I'm planning to cover: DSA, Spring Boot, SQL system design. Any other thing I should also cover, or any tips, any good resources, notes, resources. Okay, yeah, this is good. The DSA with Java you can do easily. Spring Boot, SQL system, that's great. I think just stick to this plan. Don't don't get demotivated and change your plan. Stick to it and be consistent. It will help you. We have this refresh token. Anything here? No, nothing. Okay. So let's try out. Now if I go to register, test user one, test user one, test user one. Okay, we go here and we get this here. Fine, and we got token as well. We got token as well. Okay, 88D. Okay, now let's create another user. Test user 2, test user 2. Let's just send this. Validation email is required. Okay, @gmail.com, test user 2. We are passing this. Okay, so test user 2 is also created. Okay, we have this now, and now let's go for get logged in user detail. So I got this. Pass this. Okay, we have this now. Now let's go for login. Test user 1, test user 1. Yeah, we got this. Now let's try out for this user. Logged in user detail. Go here. Okay, we got this now. So now let's go for logout user, and for logout with this we have to pass the refresh token, right? So this is the refresh token, logout user. This is the refresh token, invalid or expired token. Okay, hold on. Okay, maybe we need to pass the access token. Just a sec, I'll check. Let's go here, let's pass this. Okay, hold on. If I log in this user, and here if I pass this logout user, hold on, first let's go for logout all devices. Logout all devices, and I got this login, and copy this, go here. Let's see what we get. Logout all devices. So here something should change. Okay, Koshish, so basically how is your learning path? Like how do you discover new topics or advance your skills? I first try to search on YouTube, like what are the topics that I need to learn. Then I also got this, just a sec, this roadmap. I got this roadmap. Where is it? Yeah, this roadmap for system design. I got this roadmap, and I was going through this roadmap, and then I used AI. I gave this prompt to AI, this entire prompt, and I told AI to teach me. So that's then it created this. Then it created this, this entire phase-wise roadmap, and I'm in the phase 1 right now. So yeah, that's what we are doing. Okay, Nakul, why you left Razorpay? Because see, firstly, for the payout feature, I had to register my business only. Then Razorpay allows to use that. So for cash-free payments, in cash-free payments, you can actually test the payout feature without any registration. That is the first reason. And for second reason, cash-free also allows international payments, lots of international payments without much of registration. So that's why I'm going with cash-free. So, and transaction fees also very less. They only charge about around 1.6% of each transaction, cash free payments. So yeah. All right. This is going okay. So here in the logout part, what is happening? Close this. Logout, verify user auth service, logout controller. So in the logout controller, we got refresh token. Okay, refresh token. Okay, auth service. this auth service, this auth service. Okay, not this. Close this auth service. Where is it? Auth service. So for this logout part, what is happening? Logout, we are passing refresh token. Every refresh token hash, we are hashing it. Then existing token hash refresh token. Existing token defined refresh token. Valid refresh token. Delete refresh token by ID. Okay. So we are passing refresh token. Yeah, then hashing it. Hash refresh token. And here also was it hash refresh token? Refresh token. Hash refresh token. Hash refresh token. Okay. Hash refresh token. We are doing. We are doing. And here existing token find refresh token by token. Find refresh token. We are passing token. So auth repository. Where is it? Find refresh token. We have this. Just a sec. Okay. So find refresh token. If there's no refresh token, this is a delete refresh token by ID. Okay. Refresh token by user. Okay. So let's go with test user 2. Test user 2. Log in this user. We got this. We got this. And let's go with the user ID. So both are for the same user. And okay, we got this. Let's copy this refresh token. Copy this refresh token. Log out user. Here, let's pass. I know I got the issue. I got the issue. We pass this, and inside this we are not passing that. My bad. Be error. And here we need to pass this access token. Pass this access token here. Now this is done. If I send, log out successfully. So this should reduce. Okay, fine. This is also working. All right. So this is done. 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 Okay. Harry, are you in Discord? If yes, what is your username? You can join the Discord server in the Discord server link is the description of the stream. You can join there. We have this. Fine. So this is done. So in this part, we understood the dependency injection. In where is it? Phase one. We understood depend. Where is it? Hold on. Database mastery. Hold on. Oh yeah. Phase one. Dependency inversion. Layer architecture. Dependency architecture. Clean architecture. DTO's validation done, error handling, config man. This is done. Now, so the authentication part we can say is done. Okay, we have this. Hello, are you in this? Okay, Koshish. He is check description of this live. We can join this. Okay, Harry, are you using cookies this time? Right. Sure, thanks. Yeah, we have to use cookies as well. Just a sec. Okay, we have to use cookies, right? So here we are getting this send response. We're sending the response and in auth service we're getting this. We have to set the cookies, right? We have to set the cookies also. Okay, we need to set the cookies. We can delete this part, this entire thing. We can just remove it, not from here. This thing and remove this thing. This is done. Auth service container, auth service, auth repository. This we are getting it here and remove this from here to here. Okay, auth repository, auth service. Then we have auth.route, same. Auth response, same. Auth interface, same. Okay, auth controller, same. No changes. Auth interface, auth mapper, auth response, auth route, auth schema, auth service. auth container. Okay, now we need to create a helper, set cookies. विराज, श्योर थैंक्स. ओके हैरी. विराज, अभिषेक भाई आज का क्या भोजन किया? आज मैंने रोटी चिकन खाया है. हैरी, मैन यू आर यू आर फॉरगॉटन मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट. या मैन. निर्भीर कक्कर, ब्रो आप तो हैवी कोडर. ओके, so now we need to create a utility function. Hold on, auth.helper we can just create here, export const set cookies, and we'll just pass the access token which is of type string, refresh token of type string. Okay, विराज, रोटी ऑमलेट, रोटी चिकन या रोटी इतना ज़रूरी क्यों है? मुझे तो रोटी अच्छा लगता है. हैरी, ChatGPT didn't tell you about cookies. Actually it did, I overlooked it. रोटी दाल भी खाया करो अभिषेक भाई. रोटी और मैं एक्चुअली चावल और दाल दिन में खाता हूँ. So now we are setting the cookies. So for the cookies we go to my auth.service, right? So when we are registering the user, we are returning this, and just before we return this, we can do set cookies, and here we can pass the access token and the refresh token. Okay, set cookies, and also here nahi bhai, we have this set cookies, and here also create refresh token. Before here we need to do set cookies. Just create this set cookies here, set cookies, and also I need to pass, hold on, we are doing this set cookies here, and in controller do we set cookies in controller? Okay, and what about CSRF token? I don't think we need CSRF token here. We'll see. Set cookies, but we see here we're not passing the response, right? So response dot cookies, either should I do it in controller here, but we are sending the response here. Set. Okay, let's see. This is my code, auth.controller.ts, auth.service.ts, auth.helper.ts. okay, and hold on just a sec. This is my .env sample. I want to set the access token and the, okay, just a sec, and this is my auth.middleware.ts, auth.middleware.ts. okay, we have this now, auth.middleware.ts. Mr. Ved Mutta, how are you, Abhishek sir? I'm good, Mr. Ved. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So now we have this now. Okay, I want to set the access token and the refresh token in the cookies. Okay, but I should do this in controller or in service. Piyush Agosli, okay. That's okay. What's the progress? Today we are trying to learn about dependency inversion. So, should pure business logic. Exactly, okay, fine. Right now, set, okay, that breaks, okay. Correct. Correct approach, return the token. Controller, okay, inside controller we do this. Okay, got it. So, inside the controller, we call that function, okay. Same for what to do, you can still use it. Pass res, exactly, fine. So no work on SaaS. Actually, for SaaS, see, MVP is done. I have started working on the production. Like now, we are, I'm trying to make changes on that for the launch. So I will not show that in the stream, because now, now the code is getting very confidential because it's a SaaS and people will be paying for it. So that's why I will not show that code in the stream. I'm working on it. Like now I'm building the production version of that SaaS. So yep. पीयूष ब्रो, कौन कौन से टेक्नोलॉजी पे काम करते हो? अभी तो मैं मॉन्ट पे ही काम, नोड और एक्सप्रेस में ही काम कर रहा हूँ. ओके, हाँ, एच डी ओनली प्रोसेस सिक्योर. ओके, that's nice. Yeah, man, like, yeah, like now the production code I cannot show on the stream. So yep. Hi, hello Lokesh, welcome back to the stream, brother. How are you? Fine. You're close. Exactly. See, for mobile devices, we don't use cookies. So we are not going to call it in service. Just call it here. Send response. Just do this. Send your service. Hold on. Set cookies. Set cookies. Res result dot access token. Result dot refresh token. Access token. Okay. So here we'll pass this res, which is of type response from express, and this is response from express. Okay, now we have this. Piyush, bro, आपकी LinkedIn है? I don't use LinkedIn. Mr. Vedma, so trying TI build auth from scratch. No, actually, I'm trying to learn how to write production grade code and get into advanced backend system design. So today we got into like dependency inversion. So for that we got into the interface layer, and then in the repository layer we create the class based implementation of this interface layer, and then in the service layer as well, auth.service. What is the issue? Hold on. Yeah, remove this. This auth.service, we also created this class based implement, like we are using the class now, and inside the constructor we are passing the repository. So now it's becoming a more production grade code. And see, for the system design I have created the roadmap that I am following. Now I'm in the phase 1, where we are trying to write the backend of a blog API, scalable blog API, and for that, like, these are the implementation that I'll be going for. So yep. Now we have this. Okay, auth service done, auth repository done, auth interface done, auth controller send cookies, and now auth helper. Okay, so now we have this. Yep, set cookies and rest.cookie. Rest.cookie. We have access token, and here we'll set the access token, and then we'll pass the options. HTTP only will be true. Then here secure, it will only be true. Secure config. Where is my config.ts? Here we have the node environment. Secure node environment if it is production. So it is development now, so it will fail. Secure and same site lacks. Okay, now we have same site lacks and max age. We have this 24. Make it 24 into 60 into 60 into 1000. Okay, we have this rest.cookie refresh token, HTTP only, secure node environment if it is equal to production, and same site is lacks and max age. For this it will be longer, 30 days. 30 into 24 into 60 into 60 into 1000. Okay, hi bro, hi Lokesh, welcome to the stream. Mr. Ved, interesting, carry on brother. I'll jump to bed. I was brushing core concepts for my interview. See you soon. Okay, all the best for your interview, Mr. Ved. And Lokesh, what's up brother, how are you, what's going on? We have this now, and then call in. Okay, now we are doing this set cookie, and also we need to create a function as const destroy cookie. I also want to remove cookie on logout and logout all devices. Gentleman, hello gentleman, welcome to the stream. Sir, I'm currently learning React, but sometimes I feel to leave this field because of AI, and I don't know what to do now. Use AI to teach yourself, and don't get scared of AI. AI is not replacing anything. Don't worry about it. See, for front end, I think AI will get better in front end, but for back end, you still have hope. Clear cookie. Exactly. You just need the response. We have response, and then rest dot clear cookie access token, and here we have this options. HTTP only, true, secure. It depends on the node environment. It depends on the node env, and if it is equal to production, and same site lacks same site. Just a sec. Same site lacks. We have this, and same with refresh token as well. Refresh token Okay, destroy cookie. Now we have this. So auth controller, we are getting this set cookies, and here also set cookies response comma result dot access token result dot refresh token. Okay, login user. Okay, now we have refresh token controller. Hold on. In refresh token, what are we? Hold on. Refresh token controller service data token refreshed successfully. Okay, here data result. Okay, so auth dot service, we have refresh token. We are returning access and refresh token. Okay, so when we refresh the token, then also let's set cookies result dot access token result dot refresh token. Okay, current user controller, nothing. Gentleman, it has become very difficult to get internship. I have applied more than 100 times, but I have not received any email or message yet. See, I can understand thing, like you have to keep applying and you have to keep upskilling yourself. I know, like you have to keep taking your shots, because if you expect that if you just apply to 5 or 6 companies in a day and you'll get reply for one, that's really small chance for that, right? So you have to keep applying. Priyank Gaming, bhai Linux कैसे चालू लैपटॉप में? See, for Linux, first you need to install, you need a flash drive. There you can install the image of Ubuntu, and then you can turn off your laptop, Windows laptop. Then you can put your flash drive, and then you need to get into that your laptop BIOS, basic input and output system. There, from a flash drive, you need to install Linux. Gentlemen, sir, what is difficult to learn, front end or backend? Backend. Aditya. Backend is definitely hard. I agree. Suraj, Chrome extension कोई बना देगा. Okay. Current user controller, logout controller. Clear. What is it? Helper, auth dot helper. Here we have destroy cookie. Destroy cookies. Yeah, this is better. Here I need destroy cookies. Anything we are passing here? Destroy cookies. Where is it? Auth.helper. We are passing just the response. Okay, we are passing this destroy cookies here, and here also destroy cookies. Okay, so we have set the cookies. Yep. Now if I go here and it is running, yes. Now if I go to login user, we should see cookies being set. Let's go. Cookies, here we got cookies. Yep, now it is working absolutely fine. So now if I go to logout user, hold on, this is my, just a sec, I'll log in here, and here I'll get the access token, and let's go for logout user, and in body we'll pass the refresh token. Log out successfully. Cookies deleted. Yeah, there are no cookies. Okay, fine, this is fine, this is working. Okay, so that part is done. Okay, so this is done. Now we need to get into where auth system is done. Now we have to get into user part is done. Now post creation, right? So let's go into the post now. Post schema.prisma schema.prisma. लोकेश, सो रेजर पे का टाटा बाय बाय ना. हाँ, रेजर पे तो अभी के लिए टाटा बाय बाय हो चुका है. Post, we are getting the image URL. And did we install Cloudinary? Hold on, package.json. Did we install Cloudinary? A, B, C, just a sec. dependency melter, we need to install Cloudinary. Okay. Aditya, more difficult the work, higher the pay. True. The fool. I have learned React and TypeScript, but I am bored of typing to find project ideas. Where can I find to level up? The best project ideas are actually products. See what products people are building and try to build that kind of product. For example, you can try to build a Google Meet clone. You can get into backend as well, learn backend and then try to build Google Meet, Notion clone. All these are very good level projects and you will learn a lot from these projects. So yep, npm I Cloudinary. Package.json npm I Cloudinary. Oh, we have Cloudinary already. Okay. And not here. Fucking idiot. Not here. npm I -d Cloudinary. Okay. Okay. Dev dependency. Okay. Cloudinary. Okay. We have this now. So first for Cloudinary, we have to for backend src lib. I need to create a Cloudinary dot ts file. So import v2 as Cloudinary from Cloudinary, then Cloudinary dot config, and here we need to pass few things. Shrikant Nayak, bro, do you know anyone for best UI UX design teaching? I want to pursue career in that. UI UX teaching, there is this YouTube channel called Mannu Arora YouTube channel. It is very good for UI UX front end part. Now learn it. Okay, hold on. So we go here and okay, so first let's make the config of Cloudinary, right? We have to make configuration for Cloudinary. So first in config part we'll go here, export const. Okay, so for this part what we can do is I can go here, I can go to my GitHub. From there we can get the structure. Lokesh, Vercel got hacked. Yeah man, I saw Vercel, there was some issue with Vercel. We have the appointment booking SaaS. We are not using Cloudinary here. Hold on, not here. Repositories and appointment booking prototype. Next, appointment booking prototype practice. Not here. Yeah, social media application. And there in my backend, in my src utils, Cloudinary dev config, Cloudinary configure. Yep, we have this cloud name API key, API secret. Okay, so export const, we have Cloudinary cloud name equals process.env dot same name as this, then export const Cloudinary API key equals process.env dot same name Cloudinary API key. Okay, now we have export const. Now we have export const Cloudinary API key is done. Now we need API secret, Cloudinary API secret equals process.env dot Cloudinary API secret. And now we have this Let's go to .ini.sample. Here we'll put this cloud name. Then here we have API key. Then here we have API secret. Okay, we have this, your cloudinary cloud name, your cloudinary API secret. Then here we have your cloudinary API secret, and this will be key. Okay, we have this. Gentlemen, sir, I think backend will be difficult but not boring than making responsive to frontend. Yeah, man. Actually, backend is difficult, but it is actually interesting. Okay, so just a sec, guys. I'll set my .env file, then I'll show you the code. Hold on. Just a sec. We have this .env, then we have here. Then if I go here, just a sec, guys. Just a sec. We have this. We have this. Here, okay. If I go here, we copy this, we go here, then if I go here, and here, go here. Okay, I got this. I can close this, I can close this. Yep, so this thing is done. And okay, so now I can show the screen again. Yeah, so we got the cloudinary cloud name, all these things. So here, Radbrad, do you prefer backend or frontend if given a choice? Backend. I love backend. I actually don't like frontend much. I love backend. Now we have the cloud name, and this cloud name I can get from my config.ts. Then after my cloud name we have API key, my API key. Okay, now cloud API secret. I'll get the API secret and I'll get it from here. Okay, so now cloudinary configuration is done. And okay, so we have this now, cloudinary config. Hold on, if I go here, repository, and if I go here, and here if I go to backend, src lib cloudinary export default cloudinary, yep, we have to do this, export default cloudinary. Yeah, got this. Can close this one. Okay, so here we go, close this. So now we create a new module as post, not here. We create new module now as post. Okay, so inside post we have post dot controller dot ts, Here we have post.service.ts. Okay. After this we have post.route.ts. Okay. Then here we have post.repository.ts. Detective, use command line to make files. Yeah, we can do that, but why to do unnecessary things? Like it is faster, but I have to make open terminal. I have to write touch, all the file names and all. Post.service.ts, post.schema.ts, and also post.interface.ts. Okay, we got these and auth controller interface, auth.mapper, repository, auth.response. Okay, hold on. This we have and got an auth.container. Let's make this auth.container. Make it auth.container. Okay. Okay, hold on. Yeah, we got this. Detective, are you using layered architecture? Yes, and we have also implemented dependency inversion. So that's what we have done. Now we got auth.response. Hold on. Yeah, we need to create an auth.response as well. Post.response, post.response.ts. Then what else? Okay, schema, service, repository. Okay, we have this. So first we'll create export, create post controller. Now we have this. This will be an async, a catch async. Hold on, this will be catch async request response. Okay, and here we can use request from express, response from express. Okay, we got this. Fine. So first we need to create here a middleware as multer.middleware.ts. Okay, so first we need to create this middleware. Hold on. So inside this, my data will come from request.files, my image will come from there. Okay, hold on, think. We first get the file from my request.files, then my parsed body. Exactly, fine. So where's my schema? Prisma.schema. This is my schema, and in post we are getting title, description. Okay, and user response and auth.response. Okay, gentleman, sir, give me roadmap for backend from where to start. For backend, what's your tech stack? What tech stack are you using? So title description, you are passing just title description and image from the request.files, right? So first validation for post.schema, close this, post.schema, import z from zod. Okay, post from Zord, then export const create post schema equals z dot object. Here we have title z dot string dot minimum 1 post title cannot be empty title, then description z dot string dot minimum 10 words and post description cannot must be at least 20 characters 10 characters long, 10 characters long, okay, and max it should be 100. Post description cannot be more than, okay, we are creating a blog, so for blog there should be no maximum, this, okay. अनूप भाई ये गिटहब पे अपलोड करोगे ना? हाँ, गिटहब में तो अपलोड कर रहा हूँ. इफ़ यू वांट दी कोड यू कैन गो टू माय गिटहब रिपोजिटरी. दिस माय गिटहब रिपोजिटरी, and in this repository you can go to this blog application advanced backend learning. Here I'm like creating that, I'm uploading the code there. So yeah, so this is my this one, export post create post schema. So now we need export type, hold on, auth schema, what is the naming convention? Auth schema register DTO, we're calling it DTO, okay. So type create post DTO equals z dot infer type of create post schema, okay. Detective, will you use S3 for image or Cloudinary? I'll use Cloudinary. Gentleman, should I go for Pern or Mern? I'll suggest start with Pern stack, Postgres, Express, React and Node. Create post, okay. We have this now, post schema done. So post schema has been done. Then in the post controller, first let's create the route also. Import express from express, okay. Import express from express and const router equals express dot router, then a router dot route slash create dot post, and then we'll have this validate middleware, and here validate middleware will be getting it from not this one, post dot schema, this one, create post schema, okay. We have this create post schema, and also this will be, see, first we'll check if it's a logged in user or not. First we should check it's a logged in user or not. Why did you name it as DTO? DTO is basically data transfer object. It's a naming convention where we we say that, okay, if we want to accept data from my client side, I want it in a particular way, so that's why we use DTO, data transfer object. We have this. So first, see, schema will validate. Before that, I need to check if it's a logged in user or not, right? So first we'll do auth.route. Where is it? Auth.route. What are we calling here? Verify user. verify user and verify user, and then we are passing here auth service. Yep, yeah, that's what we are doing. Auth service from the container. Yep, now we have this auth service. First we check if the user is logged in or not. If not logged in, we will not proceed. If the user is logged in, then we check if the data is in the correct format or not, right? So once that is done, then we have the multer middleware. So first, now I need to create the multer.middleware. So multer.middleware, right? So, and for this to work inside, okay, hold on, I can go to my repository. If I go to my repository here and my social media, where is it? Yeah, the social media application that we were working on, backend src, backend src middleware, then we have multer.middleware. We have upload directory dot slash public. Hold on. So backend src dot slash public. Okay, first we store the data inside a temporary server, like with temporary data, then from server we pick it and upload it. Big chill, I'm learning backend, I can't able to make route, middleware, etc. See, with this, it comes with practice. First, I will suggest you pick one good tutorial and code along with it, and try to understand when you are coding. Sir, can you show your current project UI? Actually, it's a backend project. We will not be making any UI for this. I'm confused where to start. First, I'll suggest you pick one good tutorial and code along with it. Himanshu Kumar. Hello, bhaiya. Hello, Himanshu. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so first we need the upload directory multer. Import multer from multer. Okay, then we have import fs from file system. Then we have import path from path. Okay, const we have the upload directory equals dot slash public slash temp, and then we have if there is no file system dot exist sync. If upload directory does not exist, then we'll simply create it. भाई आप मेरा SAS विजिट करोगे, लाइक आफ्टर आज का डेवलपमेंट सेशन के बाद I'll visit it. Then fs.mkdir sync synchronously, then upload directory and pass recursive true. Yep, we have recursive true, right? And if this is correct, then const storage equals multer dot disk storage, and we pass the destination, which is a function, and it takes callback and a null callback file. No, it takes request comma file and a callback. cb callback null and will slash public slash temp. Then after this we have file name, function request comma file comma callback we have here null comma file dot original name date dot now plus okay. We have this now. This store is done. Export const upload equals multer, and here we pass the storage. Okay, done. So multer middleware is done. So once this is done, then we have the upload middleware that we created. What is the issue? Okay, just like this. Hold on. Route. Where is my route? Upload dot fields. Upload dot fields video or image. Okay, upload dot single upload dot single, I will call it media. Okay, we have this upload dot single dot media. Yeah, we got this. And after this, or after this is done, then we create this create post controller, then we call it okay. That's what we are doing. And see here in my post dot schema, where is my prisma schema dot prisma? Here actually image is not mandatory, it is optional. So that's why if it is there, then we do it. If not, we skip it. Okay, we have this now. Okay, so first we check if there is a file name, right? If file name is there, if request dot files, if request dot file, it is there. Or we also need to create a helper here, post dot helper, cloudinary dot helper. Okay, let's make it cloudinary dot helper dot ts. We have this cloudinary dot helper dot cloudinary. Okay, let's create a function export const upload to cloudinary. Upload to cloudinary, and here we have the file, or we have the image. Hold on, utils cloudinary. Yeah, here we have this local file path. Yeah, local file path of type string. Okay. Okay, can you explain your data flow of this layered architecture? Yes, sure, I'll do it. Just give me a sec. So first this will be a try catch, and try catch. Console dot log error while uploading image to Cloudinary, and here we'll pass the error, small e error, and then we have here fs dot fs. I need fs. Yep. Import fs from fs. Okay, then we have fs dot unlink sync local file path. We have to delete the file from the server, right? We are doing that. Okay, we are doing this. Okay, fine. Then try, and then here const response equals await Cloudinary dot loader dot load async upload. Here I need to pass the local file path, and here we have resource type image. Yeah, then we'll return response dot secure URL. We just return that. We can just return the URL here. Okay, so we have this. Hold on. So we are getting this post controller, and if request dot file is there. Okay, so we need to check here. Where is it? Controller, post controller. Check in the user controller only, because while registering, let profile image. Okay, request dot file dot path. Request dot file dot path. How to fix the image size here, because someone can upload a very large image. Yeah, actually here we can, in the options part in Cloud.helper, we have lots of, like chunk size. We have lots of functions we can use here. Where is it? Eager, just a sec. Format, image metadata, invalidated. We have lots of options that we can use. Using this, we can we can provide the max size or something like that. Chunk size. Yep, we can save the chunk size also. What is a VS Code theme? The name of the theme is Catpuccine. This one. This one, Catpuccine for VS Code. This is my theme. Okay, so first what are we doing? If request.file.path, if request.file.path, hold on, what are we doing? Request.file.path. We're simply getting the URL here. Yeah, we can just do this. That. Okay. Yep. Here, yeah, we can just create a variable. Let image URL equals, let image URL, right? So first we get this const, then here we can just say this image URL equals, yeah, this image URL equals await upload to Cloudinary, this function. We'll call this function upload to Cloudinary, and we'll pass this request dot file dot path. What is the issue? Upload, yeah, we need to import it. Okay, so this is my image URL, right? And now we can just create the service. Hold on, so just a second, my auth controller, this service is coming from the container, right? Okay, so now here we have to see, explain the flow of my architecture. Okay, so my flow is something like this. We have a controller, not here, just a sec. So the flow is something like this. We have a controller in our code, like we have a controller file, then we have a service layer, we have a service layer, then we have an interface layer, and then we have a repository layer. Okay, for example, if I give you a structure for this post part, this post control that we have created, before this we have also an auth middleware. Harsh, Jen, hey Abhishek, what about your SaaS? Launched or dumped? We have not dumped it. The MVP part is done. Now I've started working on the production part of my SaaS, and I will not show the production code because like it's confidential, and like I have to make changes. I have to make it better than the competitor, and there are lots of confidential information that will be there, and I cannot show this in the stream. I have started working on it, and once it is done, then after the production part of the SaaS is done, I again show the marketing part, how I'm marketing it. But MVP part is done, and now we are working on the production code. So yep. See, we have a auth middleware, then we have a validate middleware that will validate the data that is coming from the front end, right? So how is the flow? First my when a request come to my controller, before I reach the controller, this is my request. First request goes to my auth middleware. We'll check the person, like the request that is coming, is the user even authenticated? If the user is authenticated, then we go and validate, like if the data coming from my user is the correct data, like it has title, description, or everything, right? Once that is done, then we have an upload file, like we are using a Cloudinary, right? So we have to store the image or the file inside our server. So after this, the request goes to here, and from that request we get the file and we store it in our for temporary we store it in the server. So once this is done, then the request goes to the controller, right? So then from controller, the request will go to the service layer, and then all the business logic resides here. Then interface, and interface is used by the repository as well. So what you can see here is this repository is completely independent. It does not, like our code is not directly dependent on the repository. So what does this mean? It means that for now we are using SQL database. In future, if I want to switch to NoSQL database, I can simply make changes in my repository layer and still my entire code will work. So this is known as dependency inversion. Okay, so this is done. Hold on, where is my controller? Cloudinary controller, where is it? Harjan, cool, all the best. Thank you, Harjan. Big chill. What do you do beside YouTube? Are you working or job or doing internship? I had a job. I left my job 2 months back. I was working in an MNC in a service-based company as a Spring Boot developer. Then I left my job 2 months back. Now I'm doing freelancing and also trying to build my SaaS. Detective, nice. Thank you, Detective. Okay. So my post controller. Now we need to create the interface. Post.interface. Then we create the post.repository and the post.service. Okay. So first we have to create the post.interface. Export interface post. Okay, hold on, what was the naming convention? What naming convention were we using? Post auth interface. We are using I auth repository. Okay, so it will be I post repository. Okay, now we have this. So in this interface, first we have the create create post, right? So first we have create post. Okay, so in this create post, what are we getting? We are sending the title, which is of type string. Then we send the description, which is of type string, and then we send the image URL, which is optional, and if we send it, it is string. And here the return type is promise of type any. Okay, we have this, right? So first in the post repository layer, we have this class post repository, which implements the I post repository. Okay, which implements this. So is this a class? If this is a class, so if this is a class, I need to create a constructor first. So this is my constructor. Okay, hold on. Where's my auth interface? Auth repository. Yep, here we have this. Okay, we are not creating a constructor. Okay. So first we create the function async interface. What is it? Create post, and we have the title of type string, description of type string, and image URL of type string. Okay, what is the issue? Okay, we have this. So post if there is an image URL, then we are going to follow this part. Const created post equals await prisma dot create prisma dot post dot create, and I have to import prisma from prisma dot post dot create, and data will be title, description, and then we have the image URL. User is missing. Yep, exactly, because see, we need the user as well, right? So here we need the user ID of type string, and here we need the user ID of type string, and here we have the user ID. Require parameter cannot follow an optional parameter. Okay, it will be above this and this also. Okay, user ID and auth close this. We have this. Okay, where to learn this from? Basically I am learning it. I created a prompt where I told GPT what it needs to teach me. It's a big prompt. I created this prompt, and using this prompt I'm learning from GPT, and also like from resources available online. So that's how I learned. So we have this, right? And from here, image URL first. Let's make it let created post. Okay, and we can put it like this else, same thing without the image, same thing. If okay, not here, it should be out of this if statement here. Okay, and just remove this image URL. Okay, now this is done. Now simply return the created post. Okay, listen, how did you paste the folder structure? Where? Tree command in terminal, like here, just like you're talking about this one, okay. So we have this post repository class. What is it? This is but never used. Okay, hold on. Auth repository, we have this. Just a sec. Anything else? No, we have this. Okay, fine. We got this post repository, and in my post service we have to create class post service. Okay, then we have the constructor, which has a repo, private repo, which has a private repository of type post I post repository. Okay, auth service, we have this. If you don't mind sharing, how do you usually earn now, like through SaaS, freelancing, or both? Majorly from freelancing now, and SaaS once I launch my SaaS, then hopefully from SaaS. Register user. Okay, this async, fine. This post service, fine. Hold on, and we are getting the post. Hold on. Okay, so now this is my constructor, and then we'll create async create post. Okay, auth repository, where is it? Auth service. Okay, post service. Now we have this. Okay, this is my body, and body type will be create post DTO. Okay, now here we have the particular things like image URL, body image URL is optional. No, not like that. Body and image URL, I think. Create post, yeah, create post. Hold on, just a sec. I think not in controller. This should not be in controller, this should be in service. So we can just pass the required file path. This thing, we'll just do this thing, require.file.path inside there. So in the service post.service, we have this and local file path of type string. Okay, now here we'll destructure the title comma description, Shubh Shah. Hello Shubh, welcome to the stream. How to get freelancing clients? See, I got my freelancing clients from my own networks, my friends, family, relatives. I never use Upwork, Fiverr because it like competition is too high, and if you're a fresher, if you're a freelance, like if you have not done any previous work, then it is very difficult to get your first project from Upwork or Fiverr. So I use my own network. I told my friends, families, relatives that these are my skills, and if you know anyone who needs my service, do recommend me. That's how I got my first client. So now we can get it from body. We have title, description, and we have this, and this request.file path. Okay, this can be optional, and in my controller, let's make it this. Okay, we'll do this. Hold on. If request.file path is there, then we'll do this, else we'll do that. Okay, post service, we have this, and const, we have this. Just a sec. Now we are creating the post and request dot user ID also. I also need to pass the user ID here. Yep, I need to pass the user ID. Also I need to get the user. Hold on, auth dot controller. Hold on, where's dot user ID? Up, close this, and this user ID is required of type string. Okay, we have this body, we have the user ID as well, and in my post repository, user ID we're getting post. And if I close this, and velocity, how to learn system design from scratch, tell me steps like this, then this, BTech CSE second year. Okay, first, before you get into system design, I will recommend you that you should at least learn at least one full stack framework. Like maybe you can go with Express, React, Node, or maybe you can go with Spring Boot, or you can go with Django. But before you get into system design, prerequisite should be you know at least one good backend heavy framework, right? Then second thing is, for system design, I follow this roadmap, this entire roadmap, and I also created one phase-wise structure for myself where I'm following. I created this prompt, and then GPT created me a phase-wise implementation plan. So basically, this entire entire structure of learning system design divided into different phases. Currently, I'm in phase 1, and in each phase we have to build projects. And while building projects, we have to learn these kind of topics in those projects. Then we go into the second phase, and in second phase again we'll build project, and then we'll get into some advanced topics. That's how we are going. We are following this phase-wise structure. So that's what I'm doing to learn system design. But before, see, system design, if you want to get into theory, it's very easy. You can just watch one good YouTube video, you will understand system design theoretically. But if you want to be in a level where you can build scalable systems, you can code it, then I think first you should get into basic backend framework, understand basic backend frameworks, then understand basic backend, then get into practical system design. Shubh Shah, okay, thanks, welcome Shubh. So we got the user ID, we got this. Okay, so if we have the local file path, then const result equals const created, hold on, okay, const created post equals await this dot repo dot create post, and this create post requires title, description, user ID, URL, post interface, where is it? Image URL, post repository, image URL, right? Okay, so first const image URL equals await cloudinary dot uploader dot upload local file path. Okay, and then we get into user ID and then we pass the image URL. Hold on, not this one. We created a helper function, right? Upload to cloudinary. Yeah, we got this. We have this create post, and then we'll get into the DTO also. Velocity, also PostgreSQL quadrant DB, bro. I am into PostgreSQL. I have not used quadrant DB. So we have this created post. Okay, fine. Then we have this else. If local file path is not there, then const created post equals await this dot repo dot create post title description user ID. Fine. See, from here we can simply return the post, but it is not a good practice to return it. Okay, so first let's do this. Hold on, where is it? Create post. Okay, we have this. For now, let's just do created post. Created post. Got this. Else. Cannot find name created post. Okay, let's make this let created post. Move this. Okay, if this is, then we are going for remove this for create post. Okay, we have this now, post.service. We have this. Now we need to create a post.container. Post.container.ts. Here we get const post repository equals new post repository. Okay, hold on. Post service export, and also in my post repository it should be export. Okay, and okay, this is done. Yep. So here in the post repository we are doing this, then export post service equals not this, just const post service equals new post. Remove this, and we have this post service, and it depends on the post repository. Okay, and export default post service. Okay, we have this now. So we got this container, and in controller we can use it. So first, if we have this hold on, we have to check this first. Let result. Okay, so now we got this. If request.file.path is there, then what we do is result equals await post service from post.container.js dot create post, and first, hold on, we pass the request.body. Hold on, create post. Post.service create post body. Up, we pass the request.body user id, request dot user id as string. What else? Local file path. Yep, request dot file dot path. Okay, we got this here in the result section. And if there is no image, then we'll simply do result equals await post service dot create post request dot body dot request dot user id as string. Okay, we got this. And then we'll simply send response what it needs, the argument, what was it, response, hold on, what was it, send response, it takes response status code payload. So we have, hold on, I forgot, auth dot controller, where is it, auth dot controller, so okay, something like that. Okay, post dot controller. Then we have 201 success message post created successfully and data is result. Okay, now we got this. Fine, now we have this, we can remove this part, we don't need it. Okay, and in my route, where is my route, post dot route, verify the user, validate the data, upload the media, create post controller. Okay, this seems to be fine, but in my app part I need to put this here. Okay, import post router from dot slash modules slash post slash post dot route. Okay, and here we have app dot use slash api slash v1 slash post, and we have post router. But in route I think we have it default. Okay, export default router. Okay, this is done, but the thing is I need to check where do I need to create my public folder, inside my src or outside my src. Okay, let's go to my social media backend folder. There we'll check projects, born projects, social media, social media backend. Okay, inside this backend part, so here only we'll create public folder, and then we need to create a temp folder. Okay, inside this we'll create a not file, I need to create a folder here, new folder temp. Okay, we got this. So now let's see, is there any issue? Okay, no issues. Fine, so first okay, so we go here, authentication. Now we create a new folder as post, and inside this we create a new request, create post. It's a post request, and this will be http localhost 4000 slash api slash v1 slash post slash create. Oh, just I'll check. Close this, close this, close this. Post dot route API slash create. Okay, and app.ts API slash post API slash v1 slash post. Okay, we have this now, and login. First, we need to log in here. Let's log in as test user one, and login. We logged in. We will pass this access token. And we have this access token, and create post header authorization. Where is it? Authorization bearer. Add this, and in body we have this title. This is test post 1 title 1 description. This is test. This is test post 1 description 1. Okay, so first, now if I go here and if I send the request, let's just see server is running. Yep, let's just do it without the file first. Post created, image URL null. Okay, so if I go to my post, we'll put this. Okay, so it is created without the post, right? Okay, 3D5B, and if I go to my user, D5B, right? D5B. Okay, this is working, and now let's try out with the URL. Okay, not here. Body form data title. This is post 2 title 1 description. This is test post 2 title 1. Okay, what was it? Okay, fine. Form data here, description. This is test post 2 description 1, and here we have, what are we calling it? In my route we are calling it media. Okay, so this media is a file type, file. And okay, first, before, I need to check into my Cloudinary. Hold on, not like this. google.com, go to Cloudinary, and then we have login, continue. We are logging in. Okay, so in the assets part, if we see, there are, okay, so first we'll go here, type, not text, file, select a file, go to downloads, let's upload this. Now let's see what we get. Received undefined. Hold on. Okay, app.ts, express.json, cookie parser, course. What is the issue? Title, description, media. Raw title, description. Okay, hold on. Body form data. What is the issue here? Okay, let's see. Received undefined. Okay, so in this form data something is wrong. uh, express.json, we are using the cookie parser. App.use, something is missing. What is it? Multer. Post temp, nothing here. Okay, let's go here. src request.file routes. Dot single profile image. Okay, I'm calling it profile image, and let's check the user.control profile image. Remember that profile image. Are we using that term anywhere? Profile image local path. No, we are not using that name there. Okay, so here if I'm calling it media, and also here in my app.ts cookie parse express cookie par. Okay, I'm running express.js. Oh, url encoded, exactly, this I was missing. Yeah, app dot use, we have express dot url encoded extended true. Okay, server is running. Okay, now if I go here, let's first put it like this: zero undefined form data none url. Okay, we'll see here. This is test post to title 1. This is test post to description 1. Why are we getting this validation failed? Verify user is going on, and in header we are passing this as well. Okay, validate create wo schema in my post. Okay, fine, let's see. This is my code. Post.route.ts, post.controller.ts. Okay, app.ts, post.interface.ts, post.repository.ts. Khushwa Dasi. Oh, you are very close to your goal, man. Yup, man. Post.repository. Then we have post.response not required. Post.route done. Post.schema. Okay, we have this. Post. All the best. Thanks, Khushwa Dasi. Thanks a lot. Post.schema.ts. Post.service. This is my post.service.ts. Then this is my auth.middleware, middleware, and auth.middleware.ts. Then this is my multer.middleware. my multer dot middleware dot ts. I am sending this data as form data. Where is it? Just copy it like this. Let's try it without the media first. Okay, so something is wrong with the form data part. Okay, copy. Title. Copy this. Description. I am getting this response. Okay, this is done. What else? I should also give my validate middleware. Validate dot middleware dot ts. Validate dot middleware dot ts. Okay. Validate dot middleware dot ts. Okay, this is done. But when I am passing the data as raw and JSON, it is working fine. Oh, multi-part form data. Okay. You must parse. Okay, first parse the media. Okay, fine. First parse the media, then validate. Okay. Okay, fine. I think now it will work. So now if I put this and now if we send it, send the server, image URL null. Awesome. What did we get here? Anything here? Yeah, upload to Cloudinary. Error must supplies API secret. Okay, API secret should be okay, fine. Lib Cloudinary. Okay, here it should be API secret. My error. API secret. It was my issue. Okay, typing mistake. Now if I go here, see, we don't have that image here, and I can just delete this data also. Post. Okay, this is post to write. We can delete this one, and now if we send it again, it should now upload it to Cloudinary. It is taking time. It is taking time. Yeah, we got the image URL, and now if I go to my Cloudinary, see, we got this image. We got this image. We got this image, and in my database we have this image URL. If I copy this URL and if I show you guys here, yeah, we are getting the image. So image is getting uploaded. All right, so this is fine, everything worked. It was just the issue that first we need to pass the media, then we need to pass the data. Okay, संकेत भाई तुम्हारा बन गया प्रोजेक्ट. कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट? वो SaaS का MVP तो हो गया है, अभी वो प्रोडक्शन का कोड चल रहा है. वो तो मैं स्ट्रीम में नहीं दिखा सकता हूँ क्योंकि अब वो वो SaaS एक्चुअली मैं डिप्लॉय करके उसको मैं मोनेटाइज करने की कोशिश करूँगा. सो आई कैनॉट शो द कोड बिकॉज I have to make it better than my competitors, and I cannot just go around and show the code. So MVP is done, MVP code is available, but now production code will not be available. I am working it during my daytime. So yeah, all right. So this is working, guys. I'm happy. And guys, if you enjoyed the stream, Do consider dropping a like as well. We have this. Okay, so first this. Hold on, but why did my image? Hold on. Why is it uploaded here, but why it is not deleted? Why it is not deleted? Hmm. Let's do one thing. Let's delete both the post. Yes, delete the post. We deleted the post, and let's go to my Cloudinary. Let's go to Cloudinary. Where is it? Let's delete this also from Cloudinary. Now see, it has been deleted from Cloudinary. Yep, it has been deleted. Now let's try to upload this post 1, post 1, description 1, and hold on. So first I need to delete this image from my server because I don't want to store any image in my server, right? So now if I upload it, it should be uploaded in my server, but see, it is coming here, but why it is not getting deleted after the upload function is done? We have to fix this. Src utils cloudinit.helper. Okay, we did not do this. I'm an idiot, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. What to do? We have this. Okay, now delete this. We delete this now. Again, go to the database and delete the data. Put this here, put this here, and let's go to Cloudinary. And first I need to delete the data from here. संकेत भाई, तुम्हारे साथ है कोई फिलहाल प्रोजेक्ट में जो हेल्प कर सके, या तुम सोलो कर रहे हो? मैं सोलो कर रहा हूँ. ये हो गया, एंड इसको डिलीट करते हैं. लेट्स डिलीट दिस. So now let's upload it again. We deleted it from the server as well. Now the image should not be available in my server. See, right now in my server, if I go to src and public temp, it is empty folder. Okay, and after uploading also it should be empty. We got this here, and in my here also Cloudinary it is uploaded, and now in my server, see, it is not here. So now once, see, first we take the image from the request.file, then we store it temporarily in the server, and then from the server we get the local file path, then we upload it to the Cloudinary, and after uploading we delete it from the server, right? So the server space is not it is not destroyed, because server space is limited, right? We cannot just keep storing files in our server. Now let's just check if this is a correct URL. Yeah, it is a correct URL. Okay, so let's just create a file without the media. Okay, not like this. We created this. Delete this. Not like this. This is test post 2 title 1 post 2 post 2. Upload this, and if I go here, we got it without the image URL. Okay, fine, it is working. So now I am happy. And if we go here, if we go and if I add this, put this, implement post creation update. Okay, hold on. Dependency inversion implemented in the code base. Got this. Now commit, push the code. Code has been pushed. I've been okay, fine. So code has been uploaded, and if we go here, we can close this. We can close this as well, and here also. So now this, what have we done in phase one? So in phase one, we have the post. Now we are working on the post part in phase one. Okay, dependency injection is also done for today. We understood that point. Now we are working on the post part. Then comments. Okay, fine. This is fine. We can go here, go to repository, and here we can check this code backend. If you want this code, you can check my GitHub repository, guys. The link is in the description of the stream. This is my modules. This is my auth. This is my auth.interface, auth.repository, auth.service. Fine. This is a clean code actually. This is actually a very clean code. We have this, so we are working on it. Fine. We can close this. Dependency injection we understood. Now let's check Twitter for today. What is happening in Twitter? Close the code. Otherwise, this is my Twitter account. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description of the stream. I am very active on Twitter. Fine. Anything interesting going on Twitter? Okay. Big Chili. Yeah, you are really good at coding. I love to reach your level. How did you get there? It's all about practice, 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 and practice. First, I started building small projects. Then I started building a bigger project with a bit of more complexity. It's like, steering wheel. Like it's like a staircase. First, you start with basics. You master the basics. Then you get into next level. Then you get into advanced topics. I'm reached a point where I can actually get into practical system design, and I want to reach a point where I can create a backend system that can scale to million users. So that's what I'm trying to learn now. And during my daytime, I'm building my SaaS. Like production code has been started for my SaaS. I cannot show the code because now MVP version is done. Now we are working on the production code, and I cannot show the production code unfortunately. So yep. Once the production code is done, when we get into the marketing of the SaaS, then again I'll show how I'm planning marketing and all. And guys, I'm thinking of buying a whiteboard, like a whiteboard where I'll plan. As if you want me to make videos on whiteboard where I explain some my thoughts, like would you be interested in watching those videos? Do let me know. Like whiteboard videos, yes or no? Do let me know in the chat if you're there. Okay. Nothing interesting here. Here, then debug. Shiba, you told us about building 3 projects in CV. You have this project which must be there like REST APIs, one real-time data. I'll reply to this. Just dot dot dot. Okay, fine. This one, this is done. So we have put the code and we have on here. Okay, so this is the dependency inversion really means. This is done. Okay. All right, everyone. I think I'll wrap up now. And do let me know if you want to see my whiteboard videos where it's a raw video. I'll be explaining everything on a whiteboard. So if you want to see those videos, do let me know. And if you enjoyed the stream, do consider subscribing to this channel and drop a like. I'll see you in the next stream. And in the next stream, we'll be working on the post part, like the post controller service and repository layers. And yeah, that's it for today. And thanks for joining the stream. And if you enjoyed the stream, do consider subscribing to the channel, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next